Today, we're going to need wither roses. I'm going to buy 6 stacks. I think that hopefully should be enough. And now, we're going to travel across the roof of the Nether over 4,000 blocks away to our location for today's video. I'm getting bored now. I'm getting bored now. This just keeps going, this pathway. And it took a long time to make. Well, hello and welcome back to episode 59 here on the OmathaCraft Season 4 server. In today's episode, we are going to be building and completing a mega project. Well, I say a mega project. I think the mega part of the project is that there's just a lot of grindy work to do. And I'm hoping to at least get a good proportion of that done in today's video. Now, the reason we are trekking all this way out into the Nether is because in today's video we are going to be building a wither skeleton head farm, which is very cool, which means we are going to be able to get our hands on tons upon tons of beacons, which are of course really useful. And we'll also get some other drops like coal and bones, which again are so useful. Coal especially for our super smelters, and then bones are always useful for all of that bone meal goodness. But what I'll do is I will meet you when we are out there at the build site, and I'll show you what we've done so far and what is left that needs to be done. But you've ruined it. You've ruined it. I'll see you there, guys. Here we are out in the Nether, and this is where we are going to be building our wither rose farm. And I'm going to avoid landing at that area there because this place can actually get really quite lethal. I was going to see if I can land in those weeping vines, but I don't seem to be able to. But here we go. Yeah, take a look at this thing here. This is going to be our little guy in here, and we're going to have all of our wither skeletons dropping down into that pit there where our dog will kill them, meaning they'll be able to drop wither skulls, and we'll also get loads of other loot on top of that, which is also very exciting. Yeah. This is Rover's little helper. He's going to be luring all of our guys in, and what we can actually do soon is we'll be able to remove this wall. I put this up to stop all the blazes shooting at me because honestly, they drive me mad. I always have a potion of fire resistance on my hotbar now just to make things nice and easy, but now what we need to do is place down loads of wither roses. We need to cover this platform. Every single block must have a wither rose on, which is quite exciting. Yeah, there's lots to do, so let's crack on. Let's place down these wither roses, and once we've done that, well, we're kind of going to have a farm there or thereabouts working, but it's not going to work very well because we need to slab the entire Nether, which means no mobs can spawn. But I tell you what, that is going to be a lot of work. So we are going to have to do a lot of time lapsing in today's video and progress updates. Wither. Rose. Yeah, and ghasts as well. Ghasts are really quite annoying. Wither, rose. Rose, wither, rose. From placing all of these wither roses down, to me, those particles it emits off, it just looks like they really smell. Now, I'm quite glad Minecraft doesn't have smells, because if it did, well, I don't think I'd be smelling very nice considering I haven't had a wash in Minecraft, well, ever. Have you? Have you? I don't think anyone has. Yeah, no, I don't think we like that sort of thing, but it's just you look at them and they've got this sort of black, smoky sort of look on them. Yeah, I think they really would smell. Now up here on the roof of the Nether, you will see this is our ice track, which obviously leads way off into the distance back to the normal place. I have added in our AFK platform, which actually, if we take a look, isn't too far up above the actual bedrock ceiling, which is quite nice, but obviously I've added a bit of scaffolding in here so I can get up and down nice and easily. If you didn't know already, beacon beams go straight through bedrock, meaning we can have them in the Nether just like this. This is why the beacon beam is just popping up through there. But this is our AFK platform. When you stand on the scaffolding, you're in the most optimum position for the farm to work. Now, the way we are working out what needs to be slabbed and spawn-proofed in the Nether, well, we've used this mod before, and if you see around us, we have this massive sphere which looks really cool. And yeah, as you can see, this sphere shows you the despawn radius. Every single block in this area we need to spawn proof. We need to make sure no mobs can spawn on it, meaning this farm will become mega efficient. So what I've done up on the roof is I've obviously just put buttons all the way down up until we are outside of the spawn range. If I was to keep going forever, well, we'd be there for a very long time, as there is about, as I've said before, about 6,000 blocks or so of distance. But let's head down to the Nether floor. I'll show you what we've done so far, and I'll show you what we've still got left to do. Now, if you're interested in that mod, I was showing off when we built our witch farm. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about that, go and head to our witch farm video. There'll be a link in the top right hand corner of your screen. And here we are. Yes, I have been busy. Busy, but as you can see, it's still not enough. There's loads of areas still space up here, but I have placed down a fair few slabs. As we can see. I've been covering a lot of the trees. Still more to do up here. I mean, these trees are so annoying, but we will get around to doing them. And yeah, the farm is all, it's kind of in action. It can actually start spawning mobs now. Obviously, all the wither roses are in place. Our Mr. Piglin guy is in place down there. And if we swoop down to the killing chamber down here, so down in this chest, look at that. This is without proper AFKing. This has just created those drops from me just being in the area trying to spawn proof it, and we've already got 2 wither skeleton skulls. That is very exciting. Now this thing does produce XP, and if we try and get down here, I believe actually we can just break this block and then we will get our XP just like that, because our dog will actually make the wither skeletons drop XP. And yeah, that's not a bad thing, but I don't really want it to build up, so we might have to have a look into a way of how we can get rid of this XP so it doesn't build up as much. But for now, I'm going to get back to slabbing, because as we have already seen, there is a lot of slabbing to still be done. And yeah, I filled up my inventory once again with tons upon tons of stone. Now, we actually, from our slime farm project, which again was a fair few episodes back now, we dug out 4 chunks in the world, which meant we have tons upon tons of stone lying around. So I'm not sure on stone supplies. Well, I think I might be after this, but we've got, hopefully, cross fingers, we have enough to be able to cover this entire area here. And the reason we've chosen this area here is because it was fairly over a lava lake. If we take a look, there's not too much of an area which is inside of this big spawn bubble. Hence why we chose this area and why it's quite a few blocks out. We chose it because there's not as many blocks we need to try and spawn proof. Of course, there is still a fair few, and I'm going to try and break some of these vines as we go down because they're kind of in the way. So I will be spending my next few hours or so placing more and more slabs and seeing if we can make a bit more of a dent into this project. I'm here to interrupt this broadcast to bring you a presidential campaign video from the Calgary Night campaign.
My fellow OmathaCrafters, thank you all for being here and joining me on this fine day. As you all clearly know, I am in the running for Omatha President, and as such, I am here to explain to you all my plan for if I am elected president by the wonderful OmathaCraft community. As I'm sure you've noticed, this communal district, no, this server in general, has many builds, and a lot which are either outdated, such as the AFK fish farming and gaming, abandoned, such as Dean's Prismarine shop right here in Communal, and or unfinished, such as the weird concrete shop on the edge of Communal. Don't worry, I'll gladly show you what I mean after the rally. All of these builds are cluttering the land and airspace on this server, preventing active players from building what they want, where they want. It is my plan to not only have these abandoned projects taken down or repurposed, but to be right there on the front lines, working hard to take them down alongside our fine community. It is my plan to bring us together, to unite us all through the careful and thought-out dismantling of the outdated and abandoned structures that are currently polluting our fine server. Furthermore, let it be known that not all structures will be taken down. Only those of which my team and I have deemed necessary to take down. We will carefully go over each and every build painstakingly across the server and determine which builds can stay and which builds can go. But we will allow the builders of these structures to reclaim their projects with the promise that they will finish them in a timely manner. For those structures that were built by OmathaCrafters who are sadly no longer with us, they will be dismantled, and their items will be fairly redistributed, and that is my promise to you all. Now, some of you may be wondering, why should you vote for me instead of one of these other 2 candidates? And in short, it's because I'm the better choice for this server. My opponent, Vapor, he's only promised one thing to you all, and that's to use his already deep pockets of wealth to pay someone else to do the exact job I've promised I will do, firsthand. Who would you rather vote for? A hard worker, someone who's dedicated to this server, and will do whatever it takes to see their promises through? Or somebody who would rather throw money at a problem and call it a day? Someone who would never get their own hands in the dirt and do things themselves? I think the choice is as clear as night and day. As for my dear friend Alec, what has he promised you all? In his manifesto, he's written that he wants to build a large communal build for us all to enjoy. What does this communal district need more? A large community base for us all and our pets? Or restructuring, allowing the creative freedom for all those who wish to build? Both Alec and Vapor promised to fix up the communal shopping district. They'll build roads even. But as you already know, BCV Associates and I have already been working hard at creating roads for the communal district. Opponents were either unaware of or uncaring towards to sway the vote the other way, away from the side of righteousness. So in short, to summarize, I plan to clear up space for people to build what they want all around the server. Be right alongside my fellow Omatha members as we work hard to beautify this server, and overall serve my community proudly. For I am but a humble alien and will not let you down. Vote Cal 2020 or don't. It's your choice, your voice, your vote. Thank you.
That was a political broadcast from the Calgarian Night campaign. Now, I don't want to suggest I've got every single block covered, but I feel like I've got almost all of it. I'm probably missing 1 or 2 blocks here and there, and yeah, I think from flying around, I've got a good proportion, if not all of it, completely covered, and watching this farm in action is incredible. The wither skeletons, there's always seems to be wither skeletons on this platform, and if we watch them, they fall all the way down the chute into the killing pit, which we have our dog down there. He is killing off all of these guys. There is so much XP down here. That's the next thing I want to focus on, because that is going to get a bit of a problem when we get tons upon tons of XP down there. It's obviously going to cause lag, and that's not what we really want. But taking a look in these shulkers, look at that. We don't need to worry about the stone swords, but we've got tons upon tons of bones, we've got tons of coal, and we've got 14 wither skeleton skulls. That's very exciting considering I haven't yet AFK'd here. Yeah, I am very, very excited about this farm. It is going to work so well, as we can already see. But flying around in the big area we have around here, by the way, we're on our spectator account if you're wondering. As we can see, I feel like I've got almost everything covered. I'm not really seeing any more mobs. And if we come up into the roof, look, there's one mob. This is like one space that mobs could spawn. We will cover that up in a minute, and as you can see, I even covered up these tunnels. I must have just missed a couple of blocks just there, so I'll make sure to go and cover those up in a minute. But even the sort of underground rooms and stuff in the roof, I've all made sure to dig over to. That should be okay. That shouldn't spawn anything in as far as I know. But yeah, this place is looking... It looks so strange with all of these stone slabs everywhere, but I tell you what, it is so worth it. About this a lot, but as you saw from that time lapse, we have been AFK. Now, I've been AFK for a few hours now. I've just been leaving up. I've been doing some other things off in the background, and I want to head down and see how many skulls we have got, because that is what it is all about. So let's swoop our way down to the bottom, and hopefully we've got a good amount, because I want to convert them into beacons, obviously, because that is what this is all about. It's all about the beacons. I really want a whole bunch of beacons. We can use them to decorate. We can put them everywhere. I can sort of leave this here. I can just forget about it, really. And here we go. You all right there, dog? Yeah, the dog looks all okay. This guy is looking good. Let's drop down here. And there's a hoglin. Okay. Yep, these things, yeah, they do some damage. They do some damage and they're quite scary. But coal, we've got a good amount of coal. I like that. Okay, yeah, whoa, we have a lot of bones. That's going to fill up much quicker than I thought it would. But the important one. Whoa, look at that. We've got over 3 stacks of wither skeleton skulls. That's amazing. I mean, look at that. We can have them everywhere. That's insane. We can get over a stack of beacons. because we need 3 wither skeleton skulls for a wither. Each wither will give us 1 beacon. We need to go and kill a load of withers. Now, after that super long grinding session, we got our hands on an entire stack of beacons, which is insane. Now, you may already be wondering, Rover, a whole bunch of beacons are not in your inventory. Where have they gone? Well, I have been starting to place beacons down across the server, and especially one place in particular, and I've just realised we are out of iron just there, so we'll have to go and stock that up very soon. You will notice beacons are popping up and around across the server as I create a nice safe area. I'm adding in communal, I'm adding speed and regeneration. Obviously that's sort of what you want in this sort of area. It keeps everything nice and safe. You can move around a little bit quicker, get to all of those sort of shopping needs. But in the nether, I have also been adding a whole bunch of beacons, which hopefully, there we go, have popped into view. And as we can see, I am going to be covering the entire nether with beacons. This is going to be insane. I believe I've calculated it's going to take about 42 beacons to cover the entire nether. As you can see, I've placed down a whole bunch already, so we will have some left over, but I think that's going to be a very good use for the start, at least, of covering the server in beacons, which is obviously going to be a very exciting project. But unfortunately, that is all the time I have for today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, as it really does help out the channel quite a bit, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.